am I supposed to get any work done when this little ham is sitting on my project?
Hi there, Michelle here, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be making a crochet project that you're not going to see until I'm done it. Okay, so you might be thinking, how are you going to make a video of you crocheting and then me, the viewer, not going to be knowing what you're doing? When I mean you're not going to see it to the end, you're obviously going to see me crochet something. You're going to see, you know, my struggles, because that always happens. But here's the thing. From this moment till the very end of the reveal, I'm going to be filming everything in black and white. Okay, well, not really filming everything in black and white. I'm not getting a black and white film camera and then having to develop film. I'm just putting a black and white filter on all this footage. You're not going to see what these colors are. I'm going to show you the yarn I'm using. This is the yarn I'm using. Does it look all the same? Does it look different? I don't know, because right now technically I'm looking at it in color, but y'all are seeing it in black and white. So these are the colors I'm using. I took the labels off them so you can't tell what they are. This is them. I don't know how it's going to look in black and white. It probably is going to look like I'm crocheting with the same colors. Here's the fun part. You don't know if these colors are in my color scheme, the ones that I'm using all the time, or are they going to be different? Are they different colors that I don't normally use? Or are they the same colors that I always use? And when you are done the video, please do not mention what colors I used in the comments. I don't know if people read the comments and then watch the video. Please do not mention these colors in the comments. If you want to say, that's a really good color scheme, or I did not expect those colors from you, you can say that. But don't mention what these colors are. I can tell you that they are acrylic yarn. They are also a light 3-weight yarn. I'm going to be using a 4mm or 5mm crochet hook. I haven't decided yet because my plan is I'm actually going to be making a hexagon, wait for it, not sweater, t-shirt. I've seen them a lot on Pinterest and I really love the idea where it's just like a button up short sleeve crocheted top, but I want to make it like the hexagon pattern, even though I'm so tired of crocheting hexagon things. I've crocheted a lot of hexagon things. I've crocheted two, but they've taken a really long time. I feel like this t-shirt version will go really smoothly. I just really want to make this, and to make it, I'm just going to be making 2 hexagon thing sides, attaching them in the back, and then I'm also going to be making a really nice collar, which I actually made a collar on my last project, and I loved how that looked, and so I'm going to make another one for this project. I'm going to be adding some buttons, and it's going to be a very like see-through type of shirt, so I know I'm going to be wearing a shirt underneath it. That's fine. It's not going to be like a crochet project where it's like really tight. It's going to be like, you know, that loose hexagon, you know, you can pretty much see through. So you kind of have to wear something. Well, I have to wear something underneath it because that's what I feel comfortable in. But anywho, if you've been kind of watching the last few videos that I've been putting out, I've really mentioned that I'm really into that old man style from the 60s, button-up knitted t-shirts, stuff like that. And I really love that look. And I feel like that's where I want to go this summer. And I obviously can't be wearing a heavily crocheted sweater every single day because it's gonna be too hot. I want to make a t-shirt version. Who knows how this is gonna go? So this is just like me trying things out and we'll see how it goes. I mean, I'll end up with something. I'll end up with something and you'll see that something at the very end. I just really want to make it for the summer and I have some yarn, so I'm just gonna test it out, see how it goes, take you along with the journey like I always do. And I'm not 100% sure what pattern I'm gonna go with yet. I know. Let's just get right into making this mystery shirt. I'm actually finally starting the project. I had to finish some other projects before I could start this one, and here's the thing. I don't think I'm gonna use this color. I was gonna use 3 colors, and now I think I'm just gonna use the 2. Although this color is really nice, even though you don't know what it is. I'll reveal it at the end what color this was. If this project goes well, I would like to make more of these shirts, and this color here is definitely gonna get used. I can see it being used with a bunch of other colors, so although I'm not going to use it for this project, I'll use it for something else. So I think today I'm gonna wind these and maybe start it. We'll see how it goes. It's almost 8:30. I had to do the fold test when you fold the hexagon to make sure you have the shape of the hexagon, because the very first hexagon thing I've ever made, I didn't do that. And I went a little too far and I had to take the whole thing apart. You always have to do the fold test to make sure that you have the body and the arm. As long as you have like L shape going on, that's what you want. I was using a 4mm crochet hook because that is what it told me to use, but I feel like the stitches are just really tight and it's like very stiff. I just kind of switched it up right here for 4.5. It's the slightest difference, but I think I'm just going to take this apart and redo it and use the 4.5 hook. I started the next color. It is a different type of yarn. It's not the same type of yarn as this, and it's working okay. Don't need to stress, just need to crochet. Something that I'm doing in this project that I
kind of did in the last hexagon one. What I'm doing is the color that I'm not using a lot, so this color right here, I'm actually carrying it behind on the other color. Every time I get to like the starting point, right here's the starting point of my next row of this particular color right here. Honestly, it is so hard for me to be describing this and not saying the color of yarn. I've had to film this so many times because I'm like, oh, it's this color. It's like, no, you don't say it for this video. Anywho, primary color is this color I'm using more, and the secondary color is the more of the stripy kind of color I'm using. And I'm just kind of like, you know, just tucking it in, weaving it in, crocheting it in as I go. That way I don't have to cut it and tie it off every time. How am I supposed to get any work done when this little ham is sitting on my project? You gonna move? You gonna move, or you just gonna stay there? Huh? You just gonna stay there? Yeah. All right. I tried it on and it's really small. It's still too small for the sleeve length. Like, let me just fold this over for y'all. For the sleeve length here, I like this. I like this length. I think I'm done with the sleeve. So what I did is I put some clamps here, and I'm going to swap them out with little stitch markers, so that way when I know I'm going around, I stop here, I work my way back, and then I stop here. So I don't want the sleeve to get any longer, but I want the bottom of it to get a little bit longer, and I want the front and the back to be a little bit longer, and I want the top of the sleeve to be a little bit longer. But the length of the sleeve is fine. I want to leave it like that. I think I'm going to do another 3 to make it 6 on the rest of the hexagon, except for this one. This one here, I'm going to leave it 3 because I don't want the arm to be any longer than it is. Finished the first half. The first half of any hexagon project is always the toughest because you never know when to stop or what design you want to do. And then the second one is like, okay, I just have to copy this and put it on this. Also, I made sure that there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 sides because it's a hexagon. I learned this the hard way the first time I made one of these. We're moving forward. So this happened. I'm on the last skein of this project. I have one side done. I'm almost on the second side. And this bird's nest of a problem has arisen, and now I have to deal with it. Actually, this happened like a week ago, and then I'm like, I don't want to deal with it. So I kept using the other skeins of yarn, but now I've run out of all the other ones, and now I have to use the last one I have of the primary color. It's tangled up pretty bad right now. Oh, I'm so close to being done the side, and then I gotta do this fun stuff. This is what it's looking like right now. I know you can't see the color, but in the daylight, this color is like completely different than underneath a light bulb. And I'm like, why did I pick this? But with the light coming in from the sun, it's 2 different colors. Anywho, this is what's looking like right now. It looks a little small, a little snug, only because I have it like clipped in the back and I have it kind of clipped on the arms. I'm not too sure if I'm gonna put a secondary color on the arm here, but I am going to be putting the collar in, and then I'm going to be using the secondary color, and I think I'm going to make this part a little bit wider on both sides, just here and here. The bottom's fine, but for here and here, I want it to be a little bit more because I am going to be adding buttons and buttonholes. Well, actually, you don't even need to do buttonholes because the button can just literally go through that. I am really liking how this is turning out. I'm actually kind of surprised. I know. I shouldn't be surprised. I should be like, I'm a talented crocheter. Everything I make is amazing. Not always true. But this isn't looking too bad right now. Again, I will be wearing probably just a plain white undershirt underneath here. But anywho, I'm attaching everything today, doing more trim here, and then tomorrow, do I just have to add the buttons and make a collar? Like, this project can't be already done, can it? We'll see.
So I headed over to Fabricland to look for some buttons. Now, I was kind of looking for flowery style type of buttons. Like, these ones were really cute, but they just didn't have them in the color that I needed because I want them to match the primary color of my project. So it's a very certain shade. So I had to go with a button that matched that color.
I always have a problem with the back of a hexagon sweater. I want some neck room. So what I did is I attached it all the way up on the back, so the two halves attached. But when it came to the sleeves, I didn't attach the sleeves all the way down like this. I left some room, so I have some room for my neck, and it's not going to be too constricting. And then I also last night finished this part here, and I found some buttons today like you saw, and so I'm going to be adding those buttons in here. Now I bought 6 buttons. I feel like maybe I should have bought 8, but also they only had 6 buttons in stock. We're finishing this off today, and I have to tie in all the loose ends, which I'm not looking forward to, but it's going to happen. I got the 2 parts of the collar done. I also have Pippin sitting on me, and she has not left my side for like 3 days now, so you know. Think I need to steam them. I found my steamer. So we're gonna do that today. This is what they're looking like. In the last big crochet video I did, like the big crochet project where I made now you're leaving. Now you leave. Okay, I see how it is. The last big crochet project I did was that checkerboard sweater, and I made a really cute collar for it. What I ended up doing is I made a whole collar, like I made the whole thing one piece, but when I got down to the end, I had to end it off on the point. It just didn't look right. So what I did instead is I made 2 halves, and then I'm going to connect them right here, and then I'll attach it. Right now, I'm actually gonna add these buttons, and these buttons, they pretty much match the main color I picked. And the reason why I wanted the color to match is because the button is going to go on the trim, and the trim is the secondary color. This is going to match the primary color. So I'm going to put all 6 buttons on and tie the ends in. And then tomorrow I'm going to steam it and do the final try on. Okay, I really wanted 6 buttons. 6 buttons would have been perfect. I lost a button. I lost 1 button. The button that I lost is still like on the paper thing. So it's not just like a random button gone. It was on here and I cannot find it anywhere. I shook all the blankets out on my bed because I'm crocheting in bed. I moved every single pillow, every single thing that I possibly could overturn. It's just gone. I'm gonna do 5 buttons. I have 1 button here, and what I'm doing to make things easier is I got a larger needle and I threaded it with the same color as the button. I put little clips, so then that way I know that I have to put a button there, there. All I did is I put these 2 ends, one through that little space there and one through that space there, and then I'm gonna give that a few knots, just like that. And then with my scissors, cut that. That's what the button looks like from the front. I'm gonna put 4 more buttons on, even though I should be putting 5 more buttons on, so that way there's 6 buttons, but can't win them all. Yep. Yeah, this, yeah, okay, sure. I'm okay. Everything's fine. It wasn't. Do you want it? I went through this bag. I looked in this bag. I zipped up the bag because I don't need to look in the bag anymore because the button isn't in there because I looked in the bag. We don't need a 6th button now. I needed a 6th button 10 minutes ago when I was making the buttons. Don't need the 6th button now that I've already buttoned the buttons on here because I don't want to take the buttons off. Why the heck did I just sound like Mickey Mouse there? Anyhow, I think 5 buttons is good. Do you guys think 5 buttons is good? Because I think it's good.
Okay, and it is done! Are you ready to have the colors revealed to you that I chose? Okay, 3, 2, 1. Did you guess these colors? Did you guess that I picked these colors? Because, you know, typically I don't go for the blues. This is it. Here's the colors. For this project, there's some ups, some downs. The fact I only put 5 buttons when I wish I would have put 6, but I wasn't turning back. I think 5 buttons works too. The other button is up here and I'm not even using it, so I mean, this is what it would look like with all the buttons up, but I don't think I'll have this one because it's a little claustrophobic. It's a little tight. It's interesting. Here's the back of it. The 3rd color that I was gonna use was this one here. I think it's a really pretty color. I spent $20 on 2 of these and then I didn't use them. While I was working on this, I just kind of thought, you know what? I am just gonna do just 2 colors. Just 2 colors because I'm not too sure how I was gonna incorporate the 3rd color in here. This is where we ended up. The reason why I picked these 2 colors is if you've been watching my Thrift With Me videos, I thrifted this yarn at Value Village for, I think it was like $20 for all of these. I want to say it was like a month ago. Maybe a month ago, maybe less than a month ago, I thrifted this yarn. So, you know, if you want yarn, check out your thrift stores because look it. You know how much money I saved buying this yarn? Saved a lot of money. You can see like the hexagon, right? The little shape. And then of course, that's what it looks like from the back. In total, this took me 19 hours to make. I did have to redo a part of it. Why did I have, oh right, I had to redo it because I was using a 4mm crochet hook and then I wanted to switch to 4.5 and I'm like, is this gonna be different? I think I took apart like this section, just like this little square right here, one time. So it would have been done a little bit faster had I used the right hook. I steamed the collar and it is lying flat now, and I also learned my lesson the last time and I made two separate parts of the collar and then attached them at the back. So like right here is where they're attached. I used about 5.5 skeins of the blue color, and I think I used about a little over 2 skeins of the white. I had 3 skeins of white and 6 skeins of teal. It's not like I could find these colors anywhere because I did go to Michael's after I had bought this color yarn and was looking to see if they had more colors, like the exact color. They did not have this exact shade. So I got there, I got it done. Here it is. It is cute. Like I do think it's cute. I think for anything that's like fitted like this, I think it takes a few wears to like get it draping nice, where right now it's still kind of stiff, even though I did steam it and it did make a difference. One, it did make a difference on the collar steaming it, but also the sleeves were kind of like out to there when I first tried it on, but now they're still a little out there, but they're less out there. The reason why I picked these colors is one, I already had them in my yarn stash, so I didn't have to buy anything new except for the buttons, but this is my first attempt at making a hexagon t-shirt, or you know, short sleeve. Now I have made 2 hexagon sweaters, and so when I made my second hexagon sweater, I remembered what I did wrong on the first one and, you know, altered it and made it better with the second version. This is the first time doing a short sleeve. That kind of threw me off because I'm like, well, how long do I make it? How wide do I make it? How long the sleeves do I make the sleeves? I'm like, okay, if I just pick some yarn that I already have, that I'm not spending money on, colors that if the project doesn't go my way, it is what it is. Learned a lot from making this, and I want to make a bunch of them for this summer. I really, really do. And now I can because I know what I did, not so much did wrong, but where I can make things different. Such as the sleeves, they're just a little too long. I think that if I made the sleeves, let's see, this length I can go. This one is just, it's too close to the elbow. It's too long. It's that size where either it's not short enough, but it's also not long enough. You know, I think if I made it this length here, it would be great. Unfortunately, it's not like I can just pull the yarn and it will all come undone. Like literally, if I take this apart, it's gonna take like all of that apart. So it's not happening. Overall, the length, the fit, where I did the buttons work. I like that. It's just the sleeve length. I basically should have stopped right here. Like right where this, I shouldn't have had to do all that. I don't think I needed all that stuff. So now going forward, when I'm making another one, I know, oh, you should stop your sleeve here, put your little stitch markers, and then just keep going back and forth for the rest. Like, don't get me wrong, it's cute. It's just, it's not exactly how, it's funny because it's exactly how I envisioned it too. It's just not really my colors. The fit isn't exactly how I like it to fit. But that being said, if I decide to wear it more, I think it will definitely like stretch out. Like, look at how much extra space that is. But everything else went swimmingly, and I really did like the pattern that I did. So if you're interested in knowing what I did 6, then 2 for the white, and then 6 for the teal, and then 2 for the white. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, please do not spoil what colors I used in the comments. Also, if you liked this type of video where I kind of kept you in the dark of what colors I was using, let me know. I kind of like the idea because it's, you know, like a surprise. That does it for this video. If you're new to my channel, like sewing, thrifting, crafting, and of course, crocheting, why not hit that subscribe button? You can also follow me on my Instagram and my TikTok. I think that's it. So y'all have a good day now.